These are emails, real emails from real talkers that have been all fired up over the past 7 days or so. And every single week as we wrap things up, courtesy of our friends at the DQs of Northwest Edmonton and Sherwood Park, we present the Flamethrower. How about this one from Markus, who writes in and says, never mind these tariffs, just what you're talking about on Tesla. He says, what about 25% oil tax of anything in the pipeline to Trump's U.S.A? Let's keep the money. American prices are still going to go up. The fuel need will still be there. And then you take the offense into this fight. In a fight, you need strategy to go from defense to a winning offense. Markus says big oil was a primary financial backer for this liar, this insurrectionist winning the presidency, and a premier should be helping their entire country when one part of it is threatened or attacked. They should not relinquish to a bully's backers. It's time to step up or step off. That from Markus. How about this one from Brent, who says, hello, Canada. Are you angry with Donald Trump yet? Are you really pissed off? Well, you should have been mad since long before Trump. Let's go over what Trump was not responsible for, says Brent. He didn't stop export pipelines from being built. He didn't drive $500 billion of capital investments out of Canada. He didn't stall the growth of your GDP per capita for the past 10 years. He didn't cause doubling in debt. He didn't cause your housing costs to skyrocket. He didn't flood your country with thousands of migrants. He didn't make the Canadian government borrow $600 billion. He didn't legalize hard drugs. Who did that? Nobody did that, Brent. He says he didn't create your healthcare crisis. He didn't cause a third of Canadians to go hungry. He didn't turn your dollar into monopoly money. He didn't push DEI into your country. There it is. He didn't make Trudeau break his promise to Canadian veterans. He didn't denigrate and decimate the Canadian military. He didn't force Trudeau to slap on a carbon tax. He didn't have anything to do with how Justin treated Jody Wilson-Raybould, Vice Admiral Mark Norman, or General Fortin or others. No, the blame, says Brent, can be put squarely on Trudeau, Freeland, Carney, and the Liberals. He says not to mention the people who supported and continue to support them. That from Brent. What about this one from RH, who's checking in from Windsor, Ontario? What's up, RH? Says listening to Carney and Freeland and Skippy Polyev and Jagmeet Singh and Danielle Smith and Doug Ford and the members of Canada's business elite who are currently carrying on about Donald Trump's threats to apply blanket tariffs on Canadian imports, it's obvious that all of them expect us to believe that none of them has anything to do with the current situation that we're all in. Some of them have been involved in politics and business for decades. Well, what in the hell have they been doing that entire time? RH says, I tell you, my Canadian brothers and sisters, they've been pimping our country out, selling the resources on the cheap, signing atrociously lopsided trade deals like CUFTA and NAFTA and the USMCA, while allowing foreign ownership of key industries like oil and steel production to go unchecked. Are we now expected to leave it to them to fight off American threats of economic warfare with the goal of annexing Canada? This is a preposterous notion. RH says it's up to us to move forward from the performative, hollow posturing of the likes of Ford and Polyev, the soulless corporatism of Mark Carney, the disingenuous patronizing of Chrystia Freeland, and the debased ass-licking and self-promotion of Smith. Canadians, especially the working class and those in business sectors with real community ties, must take stock of our country's human, industrial, and natural resource wealth. It's time to reason together and plot a new course for an independent Canada and leave out those who will sell our birthright out in a New York minute like a cheap trick and then call it a victory into the dustbin of history. That from RH in Windsor, auto capital of Canada, by the way. This one from Don, who says, Jess, boy, I listened to your show with wildlife conservation photographer John E. Marriott. That was our show most recent to this one, who provided that detailed and disheartening story about the death of that female cougar. And in looking at decisions made by Alberta's Minister Todd Loewen over the past year, coupled with the decision to permit advanced coal mining exploration by the Australian-owned Northbacks Holding in water-stressed southwestern Alberta, I came to realize that the UCP cabinet ministers are actually disconnected from the natural world, permitting the open season trapping on lynx and wolverines and fishers and martens to determine in part population numbers, permitting the shooting of problem grizzly bears, consideration about eliminating the herd of wild horses in the province, and increasing the legal but highly questionable unethical hunting of cougars are all connected. In each case, there's a price tag on the heads of these mammals, preferably in American currency. Added to the rounding error royalties in the provincial budget, all I see are the death-filled eyes of the shark in the movie Jaws, looking back at Albertans. Don says, I've talked to provincial biologists who cannot answer my questions. I've asked Rebecca Schultz, the minister, why she's not protecting the environment and its creatures. No response. In fact, actions she stated she would take to prevent owls from being baited northwest of Calgary has not been followed through. Ryan, we have a government who views all other living entities in the form of fiat currency, and it demonstrates a profound lack of respect for nature and life in other forms. In short, the natural world is dead to the current government, and I really hope Albertans put the UCP in their sights in the next election. That from Don, writing in from Chestermere. What about this one from Angie, who says, Jessica, I'm so glad you had John Marriott, the photographer, on the show. The public needs to know how predators are killing for trophies, and there's no reason for it in Alberta. Why kill a living creature for no reason other than you're willing to pay somebody else to allow you to do it with ease? Why? To make money. Our wildlife should be protected. They're more valuable alive as opposed to dead for 99% of the public. And then the province refuses repeated requests to willingly rehabilitate orphaned wildlife when we're the cause of them being left to fend for themselves. Angie says it's outrageous to me how senseless and cruel for no reason but to appease an outfitter and their American clients. It's grotesque. And Les brings us home with this one, for sale. Les has a classified ad. One well-used Alberta premier sold to the highest bidder. She may be and has been bought multiple times. Contact the UCP, that's You Can Pay Caucus, for group rates. That from Les, who sent us an email to talk@ryanjesperson.com. You can do the exact same thing and have your voice heard through this blowtorch every single Friday. Made possible by the DQs in Palisades, Nemeo, Newcastle, Westmount, and Baseline Road. When you go grab a flamethrower, you let them know that Real Talk sent ya. We enjoy Family Day with our families. You enjoy it with yours, chosen family, blood family, or otherwise. And we'll be back Tuesday, ready to rock with Dr. Paul Parks. We'll see you then.